Welcome to the historic Lincluden Abbey. Crowned in recent times as one of the country's hidden gems, this is one of the finest examples of Gothic architecture in Scotland. Earlier this year we invited people on a tour of this beautiful building to discover the important histories here. The abbey is packed with ornate medieval stonework and holds long-forgotten tales of wayward nuns, feuding knights, kings and queens, and murders most foul. We wanted to raise awareness and appreciation for the histories and the incredible stone carvings in this building. To help us bring these amazing stories to life, we invited 3 characters from the Hidden Histories of Dumfries and Galloway project to join us. First we will meet the brave warrior from the Kingdom of Galloway, Lionheart. We will also meet Lady Blanche, the last prioress of the abbey, and Kath Bud, the time-travelling monk. They will each share their stories. But before I hand you over to them, let me share a wee bit of background. The abbey is situated at a point where the River Nith meets the Lincluden water. The ruins also sit next to the site of the Old Moat and Bailey, a very early Lincluden castle, and it is believed to have been a site of spiritual significance before this. Lincluden Abbey, or as it's also known, Lincluden Priory and Lincluden Collegiate Church, was built by Archibald, Lord of Galloway, as a house of Christianity in 1165. Archibald the Grim replaced the nuns, turning the abbey into a collegiate church for monks. The buildings were extended over time, including additional and adjoining tower house. It was occupied and used for various purposes of significance by the local community until it was abandoned around 1700. Unfortunately, the abbey fell out of use and into disrepair. The weather and pollution has taken its toll and has eroded some of the carvings. We help people distinguish some of the fainter carvings and understand the features of the building, how it would have looked in its entirety, illustrating the symbolism and the stories hidden in the stone. So with that being said, let me introduce you to Lionheart, who will share some history of the building and the Kingdom of Galloway that built it.
Welcome to my world, the ancient independent kingdom of Galloway, the lands you now know as Dumfries and Galloway. The characters you're about to encounter are based on historical accounts, but we're not claiming to be completely accurate. History is never fully accurately recorded. Did you know that the Kingdom of Galloway was independent? We were not part of what was then England, nor were we part of Scotland. My ancestors and my descendants, some of whom you'll meet on this journey, were the rulers of this land, the ancient clan MacDowell. And we still roam these lands today, known as the MacDowells. We became known as the Lordship of Galloway. We were their kings and their queens, their princes and princesses, their chieftains. I am the Lionheart, warrior chieftain of Clan MacDowell, descendant of the indigenous Iron Age Navanti tribe that once lived here. My role now, as it has always been, is to be guardian to the wildlings of Galloway, my time-travelling companions, to protect and defend this realm and all who inhabit it at all costs. Welcome to the ancient independent kingdom of Galloway!
Next we will meet Lady Blanche.
I am the Lady Blanche, last prioress of Lincluden Abbey. Come with me on a tour of this holy house. Blessings upon you, pilgrims. Welcome to the beautiful Lincluden Abbey, nestled here on the banks of the River Nith. I am the Lady Blanche, the last prioress. This house was built for us in 1165 by Archibald, Lord of Galloway, and for almost 250 years the Benedictine sisterhood lived, prayed, worked and died within these walls. Our life centres around the chapel. It's a life of prayer. Let us go now into the chapel. We rise at 4 of the clock and make our way to chapel to begin our adorations. We pray 7 times a day. We meditate, we read, and we sow. We give alms to the poor and we tend to the sick. We look after our orchards and our wildfowl. We offer hospitality and lodgings to pilgrims on their way to the holy shrine of St. Ninian at Whithorn. It is a peaceful life, a beautiful life, a holy and serene life. Until Archibald the Grim, who had his eye on this house and these lands, accused us of breaking our holy vows and petitioned the Pope to have us cast out. My sisters were scattered. I don't know where they are. I sought solace in another holy house with the monks at Lincluden Abbey, and there I live contentedly. I pray for Archibald, spawn of the devil, that he is not cast into eternal damnation. Please pray for him and also for my sisters.
And last but not least, Kath Bud, the time-travelling monk.
Hello, I'm Kath Bud, the cyberculty, the time-travelling monk. I can take you on a journey around this building and help you to see things, and not just with your eyes, but also with your mind. If you're feeling a little bit out of place here, don't worry. So do I. This building is part of a tradition that I'm part of, which spans thousands of years. Started by St. Ninian at Whithorn, Christian communities were built throughout these lands. For a long time, this building was a nunnery, then a collegiate church, and then a private residence, but usually a place monks would visit rather than live in. This building is a reminder of the continuing presence of people who started ministries in Dumfries and Galloway well over 1,000 years ago. The windows here look east, and in this building's prime, you would have seen the morning light coming in through them, each beam of light coloured and decorated by the artwork in the glass. Here, there would have been an altar table, set for a meal that remembers Jesus' Last Supper with his friends. Now only 3 of the supporting stones that would have held up that table remain. These are the seats where those waiting on the table would sit, and a sink here where they would wash up after this symbolic meal. Princess Margaret was the driving force between this chapel being redesigned and built to the highest standards in Europe. Her significance is remembered by placing her tomb close to the altar here. Above her tomb is a link to the communion, the meal that took place here, recognising that this is the place where a simple meal of bread and wine is important. 3 goblets, drinking vessels, are intertwined in the stone carving. Look with your mind and with your imagination, as well as just your eyes. Can you make out mythical beasts or emblems on the shields? Each one represents a part of her family connections. If you were going to be remembered, what would you like to be remembered for? With this thought, then perhaps you'll understand a little of what it is that brought people together to build a place like this. A place that is still standing long after the last symbolic meal was served here. Go in peace, or rest here for a while, and may your future bring you good fortune.
Thanks for joining us on this short tour of Lincluden Abbey. We hope to see you soon in beautiful Dumfries and Galloway.